Hi everyone, it's Kitty. I just have some really exciting news just dropped, and I have seen it. I might have seen it several times, in fact, and I'm still blown away by what is going on. But there's been hints going on, and it's definitely something we knew was coming, but for it to be coming now is just exciting. Anyway, so if you aren't aware, um, if you haven't, you've probably seen it. But the Game Awards, there was an announcement due for ARK, and it dropped, and everyone's all gone crazy about it. Twitter is just piling up. We got discussions going on Panzea Discord. If you want to join that, links down below. And it's just like prediction of what is this about, and just like breaking down this video. I'm gonna break it down a little bit for you, but like I'm gonna miss things, everyone will, and obviously everything's gonna be wrong. You never know, but if you haven't got it, we're getting ARK II. No release date, no release year. Thinking it'll be around the 2022-23 mark. I'm thinking it's meant to be for 22, but it'll be delayed till 23. Nothing on wildcard in their delays. I love that they delay, make the games better. So I'm okay with that. But you get it. It's amazing. Anyway, I'll get into that a little bit later. But let's watch the trailer. Um, I'm pretty sure you guys will see it at the end of the video. I'll put the trailer up so you can watch it in full at the end. But for this playthrough, I will be going to stopping it, and we'll have a look at some things and see what we can see, and because there are some parts that it would be good to focus on. So we're going to give it a go. I'm going to watch it, talk about it, see the things about it, and just absorb it as it is, because it is phenomenal. So let's go. This is the 2020 Game Awards video, and ARK II. That's going to be the first, shot of pet.
It's time to go.
And if you haven't picked it, that is Vin Diesel. He's definitely in it. He's the voice of it. So I thought that was a Ferox when I first watched this. I counted the arms. The music is so amazing. Stopping it here. So what I've seen, so when Vin Diesel looks like he's fighting. So I'll explain. You find this at the end, but Vin Diesel is the character he plays as Santiago. So what we've seen as well is that everything that you're seeing now is actually using in-game assets. So these are in the game, they are parts of the game. So it's not gameplay in general, but they are assets, as in characters, the creatures that you're seeing. They're all in game. So the fighting, it looks like there's maybe actual fighting mechanics in the game, possibly, or it's just created for a cinema effect. But it's possible, and we all know that ARK was meant for PvP in a way, and they got it okay. They could definitely do better, and maybe they've taken that away and now have made it a thing, which would be amazing. You also saw just at the end, he whips out like a little hatchet, not a hatchet to cut down trees, but actually a weapon hatchet. And you'll see it a little bit on as well. So it looks like new weapons maybe in it, maybe actually in it. So that will be exciting. I'm gonna play this in a minute because the Rex is a bit blurred, but they've actually modelled now the Rex is a little bit more towards realistic, which is really cool. So we maybe get fluffy raptors like you're meant to have feathered raptors, so that would be incredible to watch. But let's carry on. Yeah, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Look at him. He's beautiful. Just a moment of beautifulness. I love him. I love him entirely. So he could be a type of dinosaur. They could be modeling of realistic dinosaurs. Or there is something else that I'm thinking it could be also. But I'm going to try to remember to mention it at the end, and you'll see why in a moment. So let's keep going. But he's so beautiful. Don't take away from the beautifulness of him. There's a lot of screaming. Yeah, and that was the weapon toss there. Favorite part. Alright, so up till now, it just looks like an amazing game with some sort of dinosaurs and creatures in it, and a humanoid creature. You know, if we weren't told it was ARK, we would not have worked it out. But this is when the ball gets dropped. And I have questions. A lot of questions, but here we go.
Lights out, old friend.
Alright, so I'm going to go back a little bit and just want to mention a few things, only because I don't want to spoil the last bit. So, where was it? Okay, this is my first question. Why does a child have an implant? I question. I really do question this. Because, so, there is one part we are missing, and we're missing the story of ARK, of Genesis Part 2. We are totally and utterly missing that story. They have mentioned it and they have hinted that there is actual proper story in Gen 2, and there will be things revealed. We don't know what they are. We saw the trailer. We know that the spaceship ends up going into warp or some sort of supersonic light speedish at the end of the trailer of Gen 2. We know we're on a ship of Gen 2, and that's where the game is going to be based. We know all this. And we know there is survivors on the ship because we were one of them and we came out of our pods, which is what you see as well. It just in a few moments. With children on there, that is the question. Where because their implants are coming from the people that were on the ship. I won't give away too much about the ship part, but so were there children on the ship? That's the only thing I can think of that it could have been, because I doubt they're being born with metal implants. So this is I question, but I think it may be something that we find out in Genesis 2. Yeah, Genesis 2. But don't know. But that is a big question in my head. I don't know why it's the main question I'm thinking. It is. No. Yeah. Why? Um, yeah, so they're coming to this cave, they've lit up, and yeah, so they're walking on that platform. It's a metal platform. It looks almost like um, aberration in a way, with the platforms and the big circle rings as well. So um, I'm thinking it's a ship. I really do. I think it's a crashed ship or part of. So it looks like an obelisk, to be honest with you guys. I don't know why, but I feel that it could be. So what we're looking at 100% is looking at the story of Ark on these pillars, these stone pillars. This is the story of Ark. You should see my mouse. Instead of a screen, that is Helena, HNLA. Um, you know, this us taming, killing, riding, domesticating dinosaurs is our Rex there. Over on the right, you got the ship. That is the ring of the ship that you see in Genesis Part 2. That is the ship. They've come from the ship. So this is where I'm getting my things from. I don't know. I'm probably wrong entirely, and I'm gladly be wrong. But you know what we're seeing, I feel, is that, and the hands represent the survivors in HNLA, bringing the survivors in. This was the ship that we're on. That was to end our simulation. The first monolith looking at the one in the center with the dinosaurs and people riding them. That is part of the simulation. That was what we were in. One to the right is the one we were at. That's for Gen 2. And this is now. You don't see it much of it, but that there behind Santiago Van Diesel. That's one of the pods that was from the ship. 100%. It's definitely a pod. That I'm definitely not wrong on. I'm really sure. There's a chamber, the sleeping chambers. There you go. Tech sleeping pod. This is his sleeping pod. You can see that's his face and everything like that. Also, the only reason why I know it's Santiago is the Twitter feed also mentions that's him. So that's all I don't know. But yeah, Santiago da Costa. So it's his name. So yeah, and it's where he's from. So he's from the. Actually gives you the date. So he's actually from the 24th century. Um, but yeah, religion. Does it say he's from Earth? He's Portuguese, Spanish, English. It tells you he's good at engineering, strategic, and creativity. Terran Federation. This this is something we should know. That is so cool. Cloning access restricted. Anagram imprinting. Wow. Like, there is a lot of information on there. Ancestry indigenous. Interesting. But we know now where it's based. It's based in the 24th century. Anyway. But yeah. And yeah,
Lights out, old
he's
friend.
turning off the tech. Or the ship. It sounds like he turns off the ship. Okay. This is me going back to the Rex, by the way. So, these are pterodons. There's no doubt about it. They've used the same sounds for heaven's sakes. And why I have two ideas for it. Like, you've got the Rex and now the pterodon. The pterodons were proven to be very pretty. So whether they're remaking them to reflect what we know now of dinosaurs is one thing, and it's a possibility. The other thing is that these are all hybrid creatures because, hear me out, the ship has gone, it's Genesis 2, what we know of. The ship has gone into hyperspace. I know I'm going to use Star Trek terms, I'm sorry. The ship's gone into hyperspace. He's now gone to a new world. Try not to give anything out, any extra things away, but I want to. And if you don't want to hear the story of Genesis 2 of what I know, then just mute me. But what we're told is that you know, we're going to find the source of the corruption. That was his source, and that is where we're going. So that's where the ship was programmed to go find it. And so whether the ship made it um or not, what we know is that the ship went. We're on a ship. We're not on that world. We're not going to survive a fall from the ship. You know, the pods have taken us to a thing. We've either crash landed, which is probably really likely, crash landed on an alien planet. No, well, more alien than we have been. So we crash landed on an alien planet in probably a totally different solar system. Different area, just really different. So we're either looking like maybe like a Jurassic period or dinosaur period of another world. You know, we're not in a simulation. And honestly, anyone from Wildcard, if you hear me out, please don't put us into another simulation. That is just silly. I don't want to wake up 5 years later, find out that I've been in another simulation. No, the story's done. So these are new bots. We're in a whole new area, and these are dinosaurs from a whole new area and a whole new solar system. That is that is what I'm thinking it really is. Unless the ship crashed and has now corrupted it and has and like somehow the technology on the ship is organic and has created these organic creatures, which is really really weird thing. Anyway, either way, that's a pterodon, and they're really pretty. And this world is just reminds me of something. There is a map in ARK. Um, I wish I remembered what it was called. There is an ARK map. It's really buggy. I don't play on it because the lag on it is terrible. However, it is a beautiful map. It's amazing, and if you play with no mods on it, it's okay. But the map is really beautiful, and they have these floating islands everywhere. And this is what it really reminds me of. And the islands actually move and rotate. It's cool. Anyway, moving on. This is pretty. Hey. So that was ARK. That's ARK 2. That's the trailer. That's mainly my predictions and everything like that. Um, I want to make mention. I hope he doesn't mind. I have a wonderful community member named King, and we like to go back and forth and predicting things, and I love that he does that with me because I just like doing that. But he's made some. If we're trying to work out where whether Arc 2 is an extension of the story of Arc 1 or a totally different one. And it's like, we don't know. Um, one was thinks one way and the other one thinks the other way, and we'll find out, I guess. But if you want in on the conversation, please just join us. There's a link down below. But it's just, but yeah, I think this is after. So I think this is like after the ship has gone through. It's on its way to find the corruption source. Rockwell is the guy I was thinking of before, and so because that's where he's programmed for the ship to go. Um, and whether we've made it to the more than likely have made it to the area. So I'm not just thinking from the story side. I'm thinking of like a game development. Like ARK is a game that they have DLCs. They added extra maps, and you go from one map to the other. This is what people like about ARK. So I don't think this is a concept of ARK they will remove for ARK 2. So it's yeah. So we've made it to where the source is, and Santiago, he's one of the main people from the ship. He's crash landed, and now they're gonna go find it. But so I think that it just sounds like they've crash landed. Anyway, that's just me. I think we picked this enough apart. There is one more thing I want to show you though, so bear with me. Let me bring this out. So this trailer was shown straight after the the game trailer. So I'm not going to stop. I'm going to predict this. This I'm just going to play through. It's very short, and yeah, this is quite small.
Can you
That
feel
was a
it?
really cool announcement.
The balance of nature has been altered. There is someone out there who may change our fate, who could lead us out of the darkness. And yet I wonder, hunted and alone on this strange new world, will she be able to survive?
You.
Good boy.
So yeah, it's the ARK animated series trailer, which is amazing. Wildcard is just going crazy, and they've got some big names on that list for it too. So that's really cool. Want to make mention that the animated series is actually based on the story of Helena, however you want to pronounce it, and who's one of the main ones in who becomes and uploads her mind, and you get HNLA, and so she's been it since from the get go. She was one of the explorers that found, and you gather her story as you progress through ARK. So this is her story. So the anime series is actually based on her story, of literally of ARK stories. So if you haven't gone and sat down and read all the notes, or know like everything about ARK and the story of ARK, because there is a story, regardless of what anyone else says, there is a story. And yeah, so it's her story, which is so looking forward to reading and watching. So that'll be fun. But yeah, that is our announcements for ARK. Pretty might not seem it, but I'm pretty speechless. I'm pretty like over the moon for it. I've known ARK II was meant to come out. Well, not come out, but it was announced that it would be a thing years back, and it's finally coming to place. And so this might be off ballpark. I might be way off, but if you're wanting to know my personal thing, I don't really like doing it, but I will just do it. So you've got Genesis Part 2. So that should be in March. Should be, more than likely. So that's 2021. 2022. But it should have come out 2020. 2021 is usually then should be for a community made map, like Crystal Isles and um, the other ones, Ragnarok, etc. And so they made into becoming an official map. So possibly one more of them. I was told there should be one. Another community member, Duck, wants me to make me say that yes, there should be another community map. So he's definitely looking forward to that, I think. So there should be one next year. And then you got 2022, you got the story. Whenever the animated series comes out, I then think end of 2022, ARC 2. It'll be delayed and it'll come out 2023. So, gives them a good few years, and they have been making it, probably have got a whole line of it and been making this as soon as. So they've been wanting to use the new Unreal engine, and it just came out, and so games are going to be starting to come out on this, and it's exciting because it's so beautiful. Like I mentioned, all in-game assets that trailer was, and it's absolutely beautiful. Let's just click it again because it's so pretty. Like, like the I know it's not a flower. The flower. It's so detailed. It's so pretty. This is all in-game assets. This is the Unreal engine. Anyway, I've probably spoken way too much, but yeah, they've been playing with it for a while. They've been wanting to make ARK II since. So it was End of Aberration. Extinction was meant to be the last one. They've decided to make 1 and 2 Genesis. I'm thinking that's because of the Unreal announcement that happened, I think it was last year, or it was earlier this year. Either way, I think they knew. New platform to be made on, and they're like, yeah, let's do this. So do another bit of story, drag out ARK, which is perfectly fine because we all love ARK. Drag out ARK and make it on a new platform, make it pretty. And they've been experimenting with us on ARK. You know, you got your missions now, the new mission system in Genesis 2 coming out. You know, just different aspects, different items, the way items are used, you know, just how creatures act with us. So there's a new creature coming out, you know, new Nogla, you know, it actually can attach to things and mind, and you can mind control through it. Like they're testing it with ARK, and so you can see the direction of ARK, where ARK II is coming from. Honestly, this, now that I think of Nogla, that little creature kind of reminds me of something that's just different, you know, like he is. Plant base. I'm gonna end it there. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and like the breakdown. I'm If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I'm perfectly fine and acceptable for that. If you want to make more comments, honestly, join our community here at Panzea Gaming, or message me down in the comments, and I'll get back to you, and we can have a discussion there on YouTube. Anyway, guys, for now, bye. If there's any more further news coming out for ARK II, definitely let you know. But this was big. Wanted to let you know. And yeah, it's exciting stuff. Anyway, guys, have fun and be safe, and well, bye.
It's time to go. friend.